Hi, everybody. Happy March 17th, 2026. Happy St. Patrick's Day to those who celebrate. Eid's coming up, the end of Ramadan soon. So Eid Mubarak to those who celebrate. Um, yes, the spring equinox, I believe it's on the 20th. I should have checked. Oh, whoops. My phone. Sorry, I was that was Reese Walters. My phone. It was pretty funny. So, does anybody know when the equinox is? Is it the 20th? The beginning, the official beginning of spring. That would be if somebody could check for me, or I can check. Wait a minute. So it's a powerful time, very, very powerful when these changes come in. That's why all the holidays are clustered around this particular time, and it is the beginning of spring, or this. I think it's a cardinal a change. That's for however long we've been on Earth. We've been charting that, and it's part of the quarter of the wheel that goes around of time, the wheel of fortune, the constellations in the sky, and so here we are. We've been wintered out, so to speak, here in this hemisphere. They've been summered out there, and I believe it would be the fall equinox in the is it the southern hemisphere, the eastern hemisphere? But we're Australians, so they're going to go into their fall, and that's a significant time for them. Oh, thank you, Linda. Yes, I chose this to signify the spring coming in, and there are here where I am, southeastern Michigan, the daffodils in some places are starting to come out. I have a bunch of early spring flowers like snowdrops and helleborus, which are Lenten roses, already blooming, and these yellow flowers. I don't know quite what they are. They come out. They came out like several weeks ago, and crocuses are already coming out. But I have to tell you, it is 26 degrees right now, and it was snowing earlier. So, but the weather's been so crazy. I think probably all through the Midwest with these huge windstorms, and we got them 25, 30 mile an hour winds. I know that they were stronger up north because I'm in the southeast, and also there were tornadoes a week or so ago that were really significant. Southwestern Michigan got those. So yes, the winds of change, right? Come in. Although I think probably with global climate change, they're worse or stronger now than they may have been in the past. Whatever it is, it's very, very windy and cold. Yeah. Uh, so that's fun. I went out today. I didn't need to go out until like 11-ish. I was sure it was gonna be like, oh, maybe it'll be like 35 or 40. Oh my God, it was so cold. I looked at my car temperature, it was 26 degrees. Very, very cold today. Oh wow. You had 2 inches of a lake effect snow. Where are you, Pat? So I think this is wow, winter storm in the UP, 42 inches of snow. Thank God that was not here. We've gotten snow, but not like that. Most I think we had was 6 inches this winter. But I think this mirrors, the craziness of what's going on in the world. Really, this, windy, stormy, unpredictable climate, which might also describe our orange leader. I was thinking earlier as I was on my errand that I was going on, how can a president get this much unchecked power that they can just go drop bombs on a foreign country and get us into this mess and like murder people? How I think we need to do something about that as a country. I don't think that should be allowed. I know it's illegal, but there's where are the checks and balances that really could come in and just say no, sorry, like the military, who I thought for sure would resist, and I think some are, but we're dropping those bombs, and the Strait of Hormuz, which is really backfiring on on us, and it should, and this lying about the the Iranians like folding like they're like Venezuela. No, no, no. They've got an army. They're very sophisticated. You do not mess with Iran. Let's see what else is going on here. So you're having cold and windy weather too, and I mean spring is coming. It's coming up from the ground. This is very, very cold. We had a probable freeze last night, but warmed up to t-shirt temps, 80s this weekend. What state are you in, Linda? Oh, Pat, you're like area. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, Linda, you're in Texas. Sandy's saying those winds were crazy big, then dropped to super quiet, shaking the house too. I hope nobody got any damage. I was when I was sleeping the last few nights, especially over the weekend, and I heard the wind. There were things crashing around. I was convinced, I think the first night I'd wake up and there'd be nothing out there. It'd be like barren landscape because everything had been blown away. Jody's saying, I'm over by Lake Michigan. Lots of snow this year for sure. Yeah, but Lake Michigan is so beautiful. I think it's worth it. If it, there was one other place I'd rather live right now, besides maybe a country that didn't have a fascist president who is destroying the world, would be Lake Michigan, because I love Lake Michigan. I haven't been there for a while, but I used to go a lot. Yeah, Daniel, that's true. All the countries are turning the felon down for help. And he's so, what a whiny baby. I heard the orange one whining about, oh, we used to help. I mean, not we used to, we help these countries now, they won't help us. Like he has no contextual explanation in his mind for why maybe they wouldn't help us destroy the world. And he always is so critical and harsh with them in his language. Why would they help him? The tariffs, right? I don't know. Maybe he's just, maybe it's just he's stupid and he just blusters and people let him get away with it because he has no idea what it really means to run a country for the good of the people anyway. Sally says, yes, Daniel, he came with no plans and does nothing even for his people. No, he steals from his people. And all the grifting, and God knows, where that money really goes. That was my question. The $93 billion that the Pentagon spent in a was it in a month or something, or but even a year, but like that can't just have gone on with it. I think there's got to be a major audit, and we'll find the money because you don't spend that much money on lobster. Daniel says the nation publication, quote, Trump is starting a global economic disaster. Well, yeah, I think, and I've been thinking about this also and asking my guides, and I have my pendulum with me, so we're going to ask again. It's intentional. I'm pretty sure that he's intentionally doing this with Putin in his ear, because Putin's really benefiting from it. They want to destroy the economy. That's why they're doing it. I don't believe that he's just doing it by accident. And even if he doesn't realize the consequences, the people in his ear do. It's just my opinion. That's what I think. Hey, Celtics here. Happy Patrick's Day to you too. Happy St. Patrick's Day, sorry, to you. Hey, True. Hey, lady. Hi, hello, everyone from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Did you get wind too there? It's such a crazy time to be alive. I keep on saying it. I know other psychics and people who believe in the karmic wheel that we chose to be here at this time. But what a time! Every single day, it makes no sense. Yeah, that's what I think, Celtic Sarah. These thugs are all skimming off the top. Yeah, they're stealing our tax dollars. Our tax dollars are being plundered majorly. Like, I don't want to disparage pigs, like pigs in a trough, right? Um, or trough, however you say that. Andrew's saying, hello, my beautiful spiritual sister and family, sending positive vibes and positive energy to my beautiful spiritual sister and family. Back to you. Thank you, Andreas 54 Hector. Hey, JC, good to see you. Hi, Melissa, much love. I'm on my bike, but hoped you could ask about the climate impact. Okay, you could maybe finish the question, and then I'll ask. Yeah, the weather pattern is wacky, and is it because of the bombing in Iran? Is that like the butterfly wing effect? What's going on in this world? Maybe it's just heating up too quickly. I don't know that. I think that we can probably spiritually feel the ramifications of that bombing anyway, or what's going on. The horrific attack on Iran and whatever Iran's doing back. JC says we had rain, wind, and tornado alerts here last night on the Jersey Shore. Yeah. Oh, Earth Mama, I saw your first comment, by the way, writing down today is my peaceful day. It changed my life too, the Monks for Peace, their walk. And I get their feed every day. I follow, right now they're opening presents. People have just inundated them from all over the world with these incredible presents. And we get to watch that. And Panakar Bhikkhu or Bhikkhu Panakara, he will post like 5-minute meditations, which I find really, really helpful, or 10-minute meditations. It's really nice. I'm just so grateful for them to have done that, to give me that to concentrate on and not just the negative. JC says Vietnam did not use atom bomb, but the collective bombs were equivalent to 3 Hiroshimas. Wow, I didn't realize that. Amazing. In a horrible way, but that makes sense because the Earth, we all live on this planet. We're all feeling the vibrations, I think. Yeah, of course we can. We're all connected, says Earth Mama. Linda Bishop says Southeast Texas is already having big lack of rain. Oh no. Oh no, I hope it rains there. I'm in a good way, not like in a way that causes major flooding. But we've had a lot of rain and snow and rain and snow here in Southeast Michigan. JC's saying, I'm wondering if we will ever recover. I want to believe we will. We put it out in our minds that we will. We will suffer through this time, or choppy waters, but we will get through it because our souls are greater than our temporal experience, and that is whether we're incarnate or disincarnate. And in this lifetime, I think that is people are even being more challenged to wake up as people in their bodies, that we are our souls and our souls are eternal, which is my belief. And that is a huge sea change in the world if people understand that. Like, not just when they die and they discover that they've got a soul, but here and now. Okay, let's see. I believe that. Oh, hey, Cindy. Yes, happy Patty's Day to you. What are you doing to celebrate, by the way? JC says, can you ask your guys about whether another media will cover about, I'm sorry, I misread that. Can you ask guides about whether the media will cover and what else they will say on this? I'm missing like, I think parts of your questions, because what are you covering what? And I'll ask if I know, I'll ask. Yes, I'm sorry. Donald Trump is our Agent Orange for sure. Oh, the impact of all these fires is incalculable. These oil fires, yeah. So I can ask that. Yes, the guides say it will all take time, but we will recover from this, even this, they say. Evenness. Yeah, I think I answered your question, right? JC, you're asking if the guides can comment on the bombing and oil fires. We will recover from it, is what they say. So their idea of time might be far out in the future, but there is recovery there. Exactly, Linda. We are souls with bodies, not bodies with souls. Oh, JC, why do you not get sleep? Maybe we can give you some recommendations or suggestions for getting better sleep. Hello, children of the cosmos. Melissa, can you check on BB and see how he's doing? Yeah, that's a big thing, right? The big weird thing over the last week. Maybe it was a weekend when the videos, the AI, that was AI. The videos of him, BB with six, or Netanyahu with six fingers on each hand, and his mouth would disappear. Everybody thought he was dead. And that is a rumor that we don't know. And then we were told it was misinformation, it was Russian disinformation, but who can tell? So I can ask the guides about that, or what information I can get about him. Um, the guides say no, he's not dead, but he's very sick. They're saying he's been hospitalized, and I believe he has cancer. Oh no, I'm not laughing. I'm just like, is that too much information? And please, grain of salt. I'm just a psychic talking to her guides. And, what do I know? This is just something I'm hearing from my guides. I'm not saying it's based in fact at all. So don't take it as fact, please. Um, they say he has rectal cancer. Very painful. But maybe that's like a metastasization of some other cancer he's had, I think. Maybe he had prostate cancer and that metastasized into rectal cancer. Um, hmm, okay. Anybody out there who also asks their guides these kind of questions, let me know if that you resonate with that, or you're getting other information. I hear you, JC, about not getting any sleep. However, says, I don't mean to be annoying, but according to Bhikkhu Panakara of the Buddhist monks, he would say that you need to do self-care and you need to find detachment through meditation, and because you need your sleep. But I understand you're super empathic, and there need to be more people like you on the planet. Really, I think if you're sensitive, you should be even more sensitive. I think sensitivity is a huge necessary evolutionary gift, even if it's difficult in this kind of world. So I'm sorry you're not being able to sleep, but self care, and eventually, hopefully, you will get some peaceful rest. So Celtic Seer, can you check on Peace Health as well? Something is amiss. Yeah, I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that, like, he's uh, well, Moscow lost the internet and it's been like shut down, and there's all kinds of rumors about coups there right now, and about a takeover, like a purge, like one group in power is edging out another group in power. So yeah, I've been hearing all kinds of things about Moscow right now. Let's see. They also say he is still alive, but he's also sick. Um, with stomach, he has abdominal. Like, I think he's had part of his abdomen actually removed because he did have cancer, and he's just It's like eating him alive inside. He's very ill and paranoid, and not and still like he has a death grip on power. So he does not want to delegate. He does not want to delegate anything. So he's a lot of like a morphine, and he's on pain meds, and his judgment, it's been bad for a long time. I think he's been in a bubble. So everything is just like every decision he makes seems to be the worst decision you could make. And my guys are saying he and his people encouraged the bombing of Iran, even though they're allies of Iran, because Putin's desperate to get money. So now, like, I guess with the Strait of Hormuz, that the Iranians are letting their allies go through it, just not their enemies. So the sanctions on oil have been lifted for Russia, and they're able to, they are really bleeding money forever, it seems, and they really need a boost, so that this is their benefit. Also, they want to see our country be destroyed and our economy be destroyed, and this is doing that, according to what he thinks, and he loves anything that destroys it. He loves seeing. You know what? I just got the. I don't know if anybody remembers the Michelin Man, who was like the giant, or the giant marshmallow man in Ghostbusters. But they just showed me an image of him, of Chi Rump as that, like the Stay Puft Man, but orange, like kind of walking like a monster through the city. But that's what Putin granted us, because he chose him. He knew, and he gave him latitude to destroy us. Evil, so much evil. So let's see, what am I missing here? Celtic Sears said, I'm picking up this BB, he isn't doing too well. We all aren't sleeping that well at the moment. Sandy is asking, how do your guides see how solar weather is going to affect us? Solar weather? You mean like the, sun storms, things like that? Because there's a lot of activity with the sun, a lot of solar flares. Is that what you're asking? I haven't seen the most current update. I used to watch Stephen Burns, I think his name is, and he would give updates about that aspect of things, what's going on with that. But I haven't really recently checked in. I can ask real quick though. Well, we're the ramifications of that are storms, like the storms that are going on. They're actually saying the windstorms are kind of connected to the solar flares and the storms that are going on with the sun. So more storms, more wind, more hurricanes, more tornadoes, more unpredictable, unstable weather. Extreme changes in temperature, they're saying. JC is saying, I appreciate user that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Linda is saying, JC, I always feel for all the animals, birds, water creatures during anything man-caused, bombs, fires, innocent and suffering. Oh, yeah. I do too, Linda. How does Spring look for Chi Rump and his minions? Well, they're all like big shoes, right? The Florsheim ill-fitting shoes. Just let that stick in your mind for a minute. You know that story. I think most people have followed that, right? That apparently it came out that the Orange One has gifted so generously these Florsheim shoes to all the male members of his cabinet, guessing the sizes. I don't know if he's making them wear them, or they're so scared of him or so submissive to him that they're wearing these shoes that don't fit. And there have been pictures of Rubio wearing like clown shoes, like these shoes, these leather shoes that are too big for him. But he's not the only one, and that to me is like such an overt um, expression of or act of dominance. It's very kind of guerrilla-ish. I mean, that's crazy that they're wearing these shoes that they don't fit. And to me, it is Hebron knowing that he's on the decline, knowing that he's weak, knowing that he has all these health problems and his cognitive decline and whatever he has. I see a doctor saying he has frontal temporal lobe dementia, whatever he's got, and it's a way to keep power. Like, so he's crippling them by making them wear his shoes. What else? What do people think about that? What else do people think about that? So that to me is a really good description of what is there now and what's coming. And then Susie, what the why is my brain going? His chief of staff unfortunately has been diagnosed with breast cancer, and so she's having she's still, I guess, going to be his chief of staff. I mean, that's like mommy, right, for him. Susie Wiles, sorry. And so that's going on. And then you have Katie Levitt pregnant. Apparently, he called her Kelly Ann. He was saying, "Oh, my Kelly Ann, she's so aggressive." And I must have just broken her heart. He doesn't even know who she is. She fights for him and she grovels for him, and she, loses her dignity for him, and she could be anybody. So that's her. Let's see, Wiles. Yeah, it came to me, and oh, interesting, Nanette. Maybe 45 is paranoid and the shoes have trackers in them, but it would be nice if they were, the size of the people he gave them to. But not only does that increase the likelihood of them falling off their feet, tripping. Oh my gosh. Let's see what I missed here. Thank you guys. Thank you for your comments. I so appreciate them. Celtic Seer says, interesting that all three TP and N are all dying from the inside out. I think so too, because yes, the orange one's health. Oh my God. I mean, what else could go wrong with the neck alleged cancer, the bruises on the hands, the obvious stroke symptoms with the right leg not functioning normally, falling asleep during the day, sundowning in the evening. It struck me that both Mar-a-Lago and the White House are like at least now effectively could be called nursing homes. Yeah, they have to be equipped, right? Yes, they do. You guys are so funny. Mark says Dumpy has diabetes. He confabulates. What was he saying recently about how a past president, called him and told him that he would have bombed Iran, but he didn't have the guts, and all four presidents said no, we had no contact with him. None of us said that. It's confabulation. I heard a doctor say that when you're in this, or when one is in the stages of that, of frontal temporal dementia, that confabulation is telling a lie, but you believe the lie. At the moment that you're telling that lie, you 100% believe that lie. And he is beginning to confabulate more and more. I mean, he's always lied. Always. Of course, the tracking, right, of the lies, like God knows, it's like a million lies or something. I wonder how many lies he's actually told, on the media in his time. It's a lot. But now the confabulation is believing the lie to the point where, you don't know whether at the moment, whether, it is true. If you say it's true, it's true. Yeah. Mrs. Doubtfire, Susie Wiles. With the health announcement about the Susie Wiles, will Kellyanne Conway be called back? I don't know. That's a good question, CJ. Let's see. No, not Kellyanne. He may make Susie stay, as but even during her treatment, like she's so essential and crucial to him. But if that doesn't turn out, then I don't think it will be Kellyanne. It will be somebody else. That's what the guides say. Somebody else, but it may be Kellyanne. but according to my guides, it'll be somebody else. She's staying there for now anyway. And he is freaked out. I just asked my guides, like, how does he feel about that? How does the orange one feel about it? And he's freaked out about it. He's freaked out about any illness and about his own mortality. Oh, did you hear him blurt that out? He was having some kind of presser. Mike Johnson was sitting next to him, and he started talking about how, I think his name is Dunn. I'm not sure if is he a congressman or a senator? Congressman, I think, and that he has a terminal illness. And he wasn't supposed to say that. And Mike Johnson got put on the spot because, if Mike Johnson loses, even if he's still, he's just hanging on by a thread, right? With all the people leaving and the people who are, the elections and everything. He's barely in power right now. And that's it. Yeah. For the orange one to spill the beans like that. And I just recalled that he said that he would leave by June. So I think that Mike Johnson has a very short remaining tenure as the House leader, the majority leader. But it was embarrassing for Mikey Johnson. He's just such a little toady, That was not supposed to come into public knowledge. Let's see what else you have asked here. Thank you again for your questions. Oh, Representative Dunn, yeah, in Congress. Mark says Susie Wiles was Pat Summerall's daughter. Was Pat Summerall like some kind of a sports person? I'm not sure who he was, but I kind of recall hearing somebody say he was like a famous sports football player or something like that, or coach. I don't know. Celtics here says, "Oh, you're saying hello to somebody who's in chat." Let's see. Will we see Mike Johnson be replaced as House Speaker before the midterm elections? That's Adrian Moon Chaser. Oh, what a great email or moniker. I believe so. Yes, my guy's been telling me that like for a year or two, or a year, however long Mike Johnson. Do you remember all that drama when Mike Johnson got like the coup? When McCarthy got ousted and Mikey Johnson got in there with the help of the caucus, right? Is it the Freedom Caucus when Marjorie Taylor Greene was still a forever Trumper? Do you remember? Oh my God, all of that drama that went on there. But since that time, I've heard my guides say that he wouldn't he would be ousted and that Hakeem Jeffries would be the House Speaker before the midterms. So I keep on hearing it, so I'm going to have to say yes on that one. The majority is being chipped away, the dominoes heading in the right direction. More sudden changes on the way by the end of April. I agree. I think so too. Let me ask my guides. So yes, 100%. My guides are agreeing. And CJ says yes. So I think that you're answering yes, that we will have the House. The Democrats will have the House before the midterm. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Well, we have to see it play out yet, right? And when it happens, I will be so happy. I will cry. Linda says he's more paranoid than a teenager sneaking a token joint during the 1970s when parents weren't home. Oh my gosh. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Celtic, who said, thank you, Melissa. For, nice to get confirmation. Nanette says, Cuba's been beaten into submission now. But why do we have troops in Ecuador? Yeah, I guess so. They want to take over. They want one America. And when I say they, I mean like the T. Rump and the technocrats and Stephen Miller. There's this dream to just control, and Canada. They want Canada too. They want the whole continent. It's like a Third Reich, Fourth Reich, not takeover like of the world. Yeah, Celtic says oil, and yeah, they want to steal all the oil. And Silky says, yeah, they want to take over all of North and South America. Also they want Greenland. They want the whole world. They want it all on this, side of the hemisphere here. But they won't have it, the guides say. Oh, no. They will not have it. They're showing me that map. And that actually wasn't Musk's grandfather that drew that map? I watched Hal Sparks talk about the lineage, the history of that America First, from the World War II, when the Nazis wanted to take over all of Europe and parts of the Middle East, right? And there was a corresponding vision by Nazis on this side of the Atlantic to possess all of the Americas. And it's actually, it's there. It's like a book. It's a map. It's pre-existent. And, Thiel and, or TL, however you say his name, and Musk and, all these Nazis. This is what they've been infiltrating the government for. This is what Palantir's for. But the guides say it's not going to work. So I'm going to ask the guides why. So the map is burning. That's what they show me, and not our countries, but their dream is just like it's just a piece of paper, a piece of parchment that just goes up in smoke, and all that's left is just little bits of burnt paper. Because this is not the time for world domination. This is not the time. This is not the energy. As Aquarius comes in, this will not stand. Let's see what I'm missing here. Yeah, I agree. JC, planet needs to get off fossil fuels. So Celtic is answering BJ California. Sudden change is on its way by the end of April. Everything starts moving forward at once. So get some sleep, and self-care is important. Mark says, I drive a non-Tesla EV. Yeah, Biden was trying to get us on that path, right? And then he got ambushed, pushed out of the way, because the oil people really they don't want to lose their empire. So they took extreme steps. Do the Doge boys have info on the stolen election? If so, will they tell? Oh, that's such a good question, Annette. Yes and yes. I remember talking about that on my live and also with friends about how sad it was that these young boys who Musk bought in to Doge, that have they would be criminals and they would end up in jail or a prison. Like he destroyed them when he asked them. I know they're complicit, but they're so young. I mean, when he got them to come in, and he got them because they were so young and they were malleable and they kind of worshipped him, and how he destroyed their lives already. So I think we're beginning to see that play out. So, oh, so many comments. Let me see if I can catch them. We are getting some Chinese EVs here in Canada. Yeah, I've seen some tech YouTubers who talk about like these incredible advances with electric cars in China and how they're outpacing Musk by a mile. I mean, and Musk is falling apart. I mean, he's falling. Tesla is just also like crashing and burning, right? Going bankrupt, and Musk's having to do all kinds of shenanigans with or finagling or something with his companies to try to avoid losing Tesla. But certainly he's like, there's a race, the China's in the races and maybe Korea or South Korea, and Musk is just kind of at the starting gate. He can't even make it like past the gate. Yeah, Teresa, they are young men, very young. Oh my God, that's so funny. Um, 60 says, can't spell felon without Elon. Celtic Sears asking, when will the electric grids get updated here in the USA? Oh, good question. It's going to be choppy. That was the intent of the infrastructure bill. But of course, nothing Biden did is like the Trump or the orange one wanted, of course, wants to get rid of all of it, right? It will happen though, state by state, grid by grid. It might take about, the guys are saying, when the Democrats get in power, which they will, and we will have a Democratic president. It could take about 15 to 20 years, I think. It's a big country, in the rural areas, but even if that's the case, there are going to be alternatives given to those places until like everybody gets their grid upgraded. That's what the guides say. I'll ask again another time, but eventually, some sooner than later. Just depends. 60 says or asks or says, I keep seeing them Gone Before Summer. I'm thinking we're looking at the Orange Michelin Man or Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I agree. Maybe all three of them are going to be gone. BB, Pootie, and the orange one. It's like they're showing me, the angel of death with the scythe, taking them, making their transition to wherever they're going. Down there. I'm pointing down, not up. I don't think any of them are going to make their transition to the light, and it will probably be their choice. EM is a first class user. Their parents could have stepped in. Yeah. Did you see the young man who's being interrogated, or not interrogated, subpoenaed now, talking about the theft of data? I'm only following orders. It's so vapid, and so they're trying to determine whether he knew what he was doing was illegal. And he looks so young. I think he's 22 or something, 23. Celtic Sears says China's quality control isn't that great. Better batteries are on the way to being developed. That's true. I mean, there's a big push ahead for that. But I don't think Musk is gonna, or Felon is going to be part of that. If the Daniel's asking if the Orange Man goes, will ICE be what they are, or will immigrants be free from harassment? Thank you, Linda, for entertainment purposes only on YouTube. Thank you. Back to the question. So ICE is having some issues. There's so much chaos there, and there's unhappiness there with how things are run. They've lost. Oh, what we haven't talked about. Goodbye, Christy Nome. See ya. She's now running the Shields of America. So she's gone, right? And I forget. Oh, is it Wayne? It's like John Wayne Gacy, but I know his middle name is Wayne. Something Wayne from Oklahoma. I think we may have talked about it last week. So he's in charge of ICE. Yeah, we probably did talk about Christy Nome gone, but that's caused a lot of chaos in ICE. And then now the Orange One is talking about trying to put the message out as the midterms approach a little late. That ship has sailed. That he doesn't want the GOP to be talking about mass deportations, maybe, Rita Dirty, Stephen Miller, and he wants migrants to be encouraged to, go back to the farms, and it's just crazy, this turnabout. So I think that ICE is in a lot of chaos. So I'm going to ask the question to the guides, but that's what's kind of been going on this week, what I've been hearing. They're not going to be the same. And there's going to be a lot of active, aggressive, I would say, action to dismantle ICE and rebuild it. In the past, it's always been, ICE has just kind of gone with the flow. But because it's been so egregious and there's been more deaths, and I've read recently of a U.S. citizen who, from, where was he? Ecuador, somewhere like that, dying allegedly in ICE custody within 42 hours or something. That was really recent. Just the liability of it. So it's going to transform. And migrants will come back to our country, and they will be given elevated status comparatively, and they will be allowed to be citizens. And that won't be taken away from them. I don't think this will ever happen in this country again. That we will be taken over by Nazis, basically. Personal opinion, guides. I don't see it being. I think this. I think that's the thing, is if you take something too far, then that in itself will destroy the infrastructure of it. It's too far. They've taken it too far. There's been a lot of deaths, the guides say, that still haven't been investigated. Both of U.S. citizens allegedly, and people who are asylum seekers. Oh, so tragic. So that's going to be like the impetus, because it's going to keep on coming out and coming out, and there's going to be continuous hearings on it, and legislation will be passed. So that was the answer to your question. Hi. Appium says, I better not see his orange ass in heaven. I don't think that's part of the heavenly experience. Although, unfortunately, like we do, I'm of the belief that we have to see our lives, like that we've lived in between lives, so that we can decide about our reincarnation. And I think it's inevitable that we'll have to see old footage of him, but maybe not. He's not going to be there. You wouldn't want to be there. Celtic Sears says summer is going to be a time of reckoning, so hang in there. Fall is when things start to move in the right direction. Oh, thank you for that. Silksty says, can you spell Nuremberg? Yeah. And we're going to be craving justice more than we've ever craved it collectively. Mark says Elon's 4K is 40K is invested in ketamine, and he's probably in debt. Richest person in the world, right? Not enough ketamine in the world. That would be really difficult for him if we did run out of ketamine. I don't know. Maybe it's easy to make. Mark Wayne Mullen, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Doesn't that name remind you of John Wayne Gacy? It's got the same kind of cadence to it. Celtic Series says all of our numbers will have to be changed. It's coming, folks. Yeah. Oh, our social security number. Yeah, because it's all out there. How could that even have happened? All of these things that have happened in such a short time, this Project 2025. Yeah, let's just right at the beginning, just break into the a database of the whole country. Come on, Doge. Like, how is it that couldn't have been stopped? And I know that it's been over a decade, maybe 30 years, when the safeguards have been gradually taken away. But that can never happen again. This is just not okay. It is not okay. None of it's okay. Danielle Daniela says Gestapo. Yeah. Um, More incentive to be decent, not seeing him. Yeah, he is such a corrupter up, yeah. That he's the ultimate corrupter. Celtic Sears says it to Mark. Talk about, oh, sorry. Linda says, talk about a bad day in heaven. Couldn't stand none of them, none of the evil ones could stand the vibration of heaven. They would melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. Celtic Sears says, Mark, you're in fine form today. Sean says, I froze my credit. Yeah, because of the theft of our information. Oh my goodness. So Mark says, happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. Thank you. And to you and yours. Uh, let's see what else my guides want to say to you. Oh yeah, I always like do a prayer and ask like my guides what they want to tell you before I do any of these lives. And let me remember what they said. What did I ask you guys? What did you answer? Well, I know what I asked. I asked to be the best channel I could be to give you the information they needed. That's what I asked. They said to be patient because everything is turning around. But when a big structure is turning around, it can be kind of steampunkish is what they're showing me. It's this big apparatus that's like, squeaking and slowly turning around. You just have to be careful, but it will turn around. We will oil the wheels or oil the apparatus, I guess. Things will change faster right now. There's so much desire of the ones in power to keep the past, to keep what was the domination of the oil industry, the destruction of the planet, the patriarchy, really. But that's falling away. And as it falls away, imagine you're watching, from a distance, maybe from the mast of some tall ship, but you're watching, they're showing me somebody on the mast with a telescope, kind of nautical theme here. You're seeing it all fall away, but you're not sucked into it, right? Or the Titanic going down or anything like that. You're far away from it. And then watch day turn into night and night turn into day. And the wheel of time going around, and then a new day emerges and a calm sea and a beautiful sunrise. And the waves are like beautiful pink, lit up with pink and gold, and the reflection of the sun shimmering. And from that arises a new world. And we'll live to see that. Yeah. Wow. That's what they say. Yeah. Squeaky tank parade for all. Celtics here says, by freezing your credit cards, which is free, it ensures others can open accounts in your name. Good precaution in view of so many scams today. Let's see what I've missed here. See, Erin Marie says, will women have to prepare for losing their jobs and bank accounts? I'm learning code so I can enter the tech field, and I'm so worried. Thank you. Well, it's not going to go their way. It's not going to go their way. The patriarchy is not going to win. This whole, what a wet dream of evangelical domination of females and trad wives and all of that it's just not gonna it's not gonna work, and not to worry about that, because that is their projection. That's not how it's going to be. That's what the guides say. So remember what the Bhikkhu Banagara says. When you're worried about things like that, come into your body, close your eyes, and gently breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Feel your heartbeat, and just come into the present and let that worry just go. And just, when you're after a few minutes meditation or however long, affirm what you want. And that's the point of when the monks say, today is my peaceful day. Today is my prosperous day. Today is my joyful day. Set your intention, especially in the morning. Because we can worry about so many different things, but when we do that, sometimes we get lost in the moment, or we lose the moment of time that we're in, and try to project positive things. Everybody gets worried. I understand, but not to worry to the point of whatever's happening, that you're just living in worry. It's going to be, and my guides say it's going to be okay, whatever happens. What do the monks say? Whatever, we can't control certain things in the world, but we can bring peace to the world. We can bring calm to the world. We can bring balance. So we need to work on ourselves so that we're in the here and now, that we're balanced, that we're bringing in positive energy. We really need to work on ourselves to bring that to the planet, for that to manifest. Mark says, I have 21% Irish in me. The shock of January 6th, then here comes Musk and the Doge Boys. Jeez Louise. Yeah. Well, is it Vote or can't remember if it's Vote or one of those people in the Orange One's cabinet saying very outright. We want to cause trauma to we want to cause economic trauma, and that was the point of the tariffs. We want people to be traumatized. That they want us to be traumatized, so we really have to fight against being traumatized. That's a superpower we have to resist being hooked into that, because they purposely want us to be traumatized. They do things to traumatize us so they can keep control. Let's see. I'm going to read some more comments before I end here. Oh, is this about women and their bank accounts being frozen and stuff? Erin Marie, when hell freezes over, the dragons have woken up. Hey, Marby. Will Moore follow Joe Kent's resignation? Now, he the director of counterterrorism? He just resigned, right? Because he doesn't believe in the war. Oh, yeah. I think there's, just like Celtic Seer said, I think you said there's going to be a lot of resignations. My guides say that too, and I'm sure others are tapping into that. A lot of like rats leaving the sinking Titanic that is the orange ones. Imagine the Titanic painted orange. I don't know what guy, I think it was white, but it's orange right now. A lot of resignations. There's already been. I mean, so many lawyers have quit, and so many, even in the military, resignations we haven't heard about. So yes, many more. Let's see. That's so funny, JC. Everyone has Florsheim shoes. Everyone can be uh, serving something their management. um, yeah, what is this Florsheim shoes? There should be a song that comes out. Oh, hey, Teelan. 46 appointed. Um, Mark says they feed on fear. They are bottom feeders. So I try to laugh and live for the day. Yeah, they are vampires in my mind, and that are addicted to fear and those kinds of misery and suffering. And I just heard somebody talk about a doctor talk about looking at the brains of malignant narcissists, and they actually are similar, are configured similarly to the way that heroin addicts' brains are. So they're addicted to misery and fear the way that a heroin addict is addicted to heroin. They need it. They feed off it. And as soon as he said that, I thought, oh, these vampires. That's what they are, because that's how I envision them. Silksney says, Irish greeting. May the rose ride up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back until we meet again. Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you. Oh, you're 50% Irish. When will Hesketh get the boot? Well, we have to remember that he was hired to be that person. I mean, as soon as he came in, he was giving away classified information. That's why he's there. He's there to do what he's doing. He's following orders. So, and he loves it. He's bringing in white supremacy, like just like the soldiers of the Nazis, in my opinion, entertainment purposes only. So, so I'm going to ask about that. It's not like these people were hired for competence, I mean, none of them were. They were hired to be incompetent and to do the bidding of their master. And I truly believe Pooty. I see him in control of our military right now. So let me ask that. He may, when the heat gets too much because of this illegal war and all the crimes, he may get booted by the orange one, because the deed will have been done. He will have discharged his duty to P. It's something that he had to do because he's like owned by P. That's what the guys are showing me, Pooty. So he may be booted. Um, Probably given another job. So what is it? The Peter principle, like getting promoted upwards, getting promotion because of failure. The guides say it's only if the orange one is getting uh, too much heat and he needs somebody to take the fall. He would do that. He really doesn't care one way or the other. He doesn't care about the guys are saying about the lives that are lost, about the damage he's done, or because he's fine, he's safe, he's got his billions. That's how he feels. And he's going to make more deals one way or the other. He is totally immoral person and cruel. And he uses people, he uses them up, and then he discards them like so much tissue paper or toilet paper, really, I should say. So let's see what else. Well, the Navy commanders that were telling the sailors this is Armageddon, and Trump was right about here to bring it to be prosecuted for that. Oh, that's probably why they were hired and put in those positions. They're believing in the rapture, which, by the way, I heard somebody talk about that on some YouTube show the other night. And they were saying that, oh, it's because it was that same show with the doctors, why this person left evangelicalism, because he was raised there. But he found out that the whole rapture thing was only from like the 1800s and based on some girl's vision that she had. And it was just a total lie. So all these people believing in the rapture doesn't come at all from the Bible, really. I mean, I know there's the like apocalypse they talk about, but this had something to do with like some total like grifter scam like a couple hundred years ago. The Navy commanders that I'm going to ask. Not only will they be prosecuted, they will be court-martialed and jailed or prison and put in prison. That's what the guides say. Court-martial for them. Yeah, they are. But Christy had to move out because she was living on an army base. Yeah, Celtics here says these people are living in army quarters at our expense. Thielen says backlash after Haig's no quarter comment. Oh my God, yeah. Because that's totally illegal against the Geneva Convention. Really stirred backlash. The girls' school double tap riled up even the GOP, which it should. That's horrific what they did. Riled up. I got you, Thielen. Oh, hello, Palmarin. If I'm not saying your email right, I'm sorry. Palmarian. Hi, friends. Just got here rewinding love from sunny Maine. So I'm going to end pretty soon, but there's so much to talk about. It's hard to end. Silsky says, good. I was in the Navy and I don't know what I would have said if my commander had said that to me. It's all just horrific. Hey, Brenda. Okay, you guys. So how are you going to celebrate it? For those who celebrate St. Patrick's Day, how are you going to celebrate today? I'm going to put your comment up, Celtics here. To be continued. um, Whatever you do, enjoy. And also for the people who are celebrating or will celebrate, is it the 19th, the end of Eid? I mean, the end of Ramadan. Is Eid the 19th? I'm not sure, but when I want to wish everybody Eid Mubarak and have a wonderful celebration. Lynn says calls to consciousness, interviews a lot of people who are formerly were in extreme religious cults. Very eye-opening. Yeah. Sally's saying she's going to have a corned beef and cabbage for dinner tonight on St. Patrick's Day. Silksy says, I'll be at the Purple Moon Tarot having St. Patty's Day shenanigans. Snarky Oracle cards for everyone. And Celtic Sears says, love and prayers for our failed, our fallen servicemen and those we don't know about either. Teresa says, no kings, March 28th. So there's going to be no King's March on the 28th of March. Mark saying he's going to have Canadian maple whiskey tonight. Sounds pretty good. And Linda says, I will eat another chocolate chip muffin. Okay, so you guys, I have a special outro for you for today, for the end of this video. I love you. I'll be back next week. And you guys take care, okay? Okay, bye-bye. Love you guys. Bye-bye.